addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I might rent the Lambo and go drive it like it's stolen. I've been living wild, I'm just going through the motions. Stumbling out the Uber, grab my hand, gave me the notion. Swimming in your water, but it feels just like the ocean. I can't lie, I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I was sipping more for 2 years straight to the face. Champagne belly bubbles still won't go away. Last year my best man hit a stain with bed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to thank you guys for joining us for episode 3 of This, That, and the Third, the podcast with Shannon, Bam, and Hook. Today's topic, so this is one that is personal for the majority of us on the panel because we're all of us except Shannon are Allendale citizens or from Allendale or what have you. And with the recent surge of violence in the town of Allendale, we just felt it'd be appropriate to have a conversation about it. So just like this past week, in like a 3 to 5 day span, there were 3 incidents where I believe an 11-year-old was shot and wounded, 14-year-old was shot and killed in a home, and a cop was shot this past weekend as well. So just a lot of things have happened recently that I think we wanted to go ahead and discuss. I think it's important to understand that although Allendale is the focus of this particular subject, this happens everywhere. So I think that not just people who live in Allendale can benefit from the conversation. I think that people from any community that you come from can definitely benefit. We're going to be discussing some of the causes, what might be causing the incident, and hopefully provide some ideas for some solutions as well. Now, I want to be clear. I want to be crystal clear. Our intent, our objective here is not to step on any toes or call anybody out. Now, just in the interest of transparency, sometimes that's what accountability sometimes looks like. You know what I'm saying? So that's not our intent. So we really just we want this to be a very productive conversation, if that makes sense. So we have we have our guests here who are going to help us along with the conversation. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. And Phyllis, ladies first, we'll go ahead and start with you. Tell the people who you are.
Hi, Mr. Williams. My name is Phyllis Smart, and I am on the town council in Fairfax. I'm literally the CEO and founder of the Smart Box in Allendale County. We are a feeding distribution site where we're feeding between 300 to 400 people weekly. And so we have the Smart Bowl Eatery, which is my soup kitchen in Allendale, and we're feeding at least 100 seniors today. And I'm excited about being here.
All right, good stuff. Glad to have you on. Randy, what you got?
Yes, Mr. Williams, I want to thank you for having us to be able to speak. My name is Randy Creeks, newly elected town councilman. I was elected in January 23rd, 2024 of this year. Care about the citizens, care about the safety of the citizens, and that's why I've been elected.
All right, absolutely. All right, brother Marlon.
Hey, how you doing, everybody who's on me? I'm Marlon Creech, Town Councilman Marlon Creech, also from Allendale Town Council, CEO of C4C Trucking, also CDL instructor, heavily involved in the recreation department, and just here to and founder of the Unity Festival. So I'm here. I'm happy to be a part of the podcast.
All right, good stuff. I know you guys are busy, so thank you for coming on again. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into it. And feel free to answer, like in no particular order. Just if you have thoughts about it, go ahead and chime in. But the first question I did want to ask to start us off is what, in your opinion, is the cause of the violence that's been plaguing our community? Not just recently, because it's not like, you know, this is like something that just started. So, what, in your opinion, is the cause of the violence?
Well, what we have here, Mr. Williams, is that we have a very close, um, small community, um, but we are a loving community. Allendale is, in my opinion, we believe in doing the right thing. What we have is a few individuals, um, uh, delinquents, that's pretty much causing this, what I would say, problem in our community. But again, we will be able to subside, in my opinion, what is going on. I think that as the town council, we are talking about trying to do several things, in which later on will be in the podcast, of trying to rectify this problem. But it is a problem. Um, but you have to also remember, um, is it's a spike. It's not something that is earth shattering. Every community has its spike. Um, but we also are thankful that law enforcement is involved. We give our condolences to, especially the young girl in Fairfax who lost her life over this
Right.
um, incident that happened, and we also have the young man that was shot uh, behind that. So we're not trying to, wash over anybody's grief or anything. Want to let the citizens know that we are, as town council, doing everything that we possibly can to assure the citizens that safety is here. This is a great area to live in. Small community, um, organized correctly. It's just that we have these little incidents that do happen.
As councilmen, what are y'all job actually? What are y'all really responsible for? Like, what are y'all job like? What is your job entitled?
Well, for me, my job entitles I'm definitely one of those people girls. The citizens hire me and I work for the citizens. And our job is to try to do whatever we can possibly do to keep the citizens safe, to offer them a better quality of life in Allendale County. I want to kind of piggyback off of what Randy was saying when Mr. Williams asked the question concerning what do we feel the problem is. The problem in itself, I think, stems from a plethora of things because you have a lot of people that this is not the first time we've had these shootings. About last year, the same time, we had some shootings that were going on. And if I stand correctly, I don't remember anybody really being charged with those shootings. Then we've had shootings where people have shot in other people's homes and nobody seems to have known the problem. But what I do know from a criminal justice standpoint, if you do not have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, then you won't get a solicitor to take on a case if you don't have all those things. And that's because a person could literally come back and sue you. And they could sue the town or they could sue the county for false imprisonment or for false accusations. And so when you see this pattern continuously happen, what makes you what makes you afraid of it? What makes you afraid that anything would happen to you because you hadn't seen anything happen to anyone else?
Well, I'm a chime in real quick. What Bam said is what our jobs are. Our jobs are leader as leaders. We supposed to put our citizens in the best position possible for safety and for winning. If you defer from that, then I don't even know why you even ran. The point that I'm trying to make is the citizens elect us as elected officials to make those tough decisions. If we defer from that, again, we need to reevaluate why we ran. Sometime in the heat of the moment, in an emergency, we may have to make some drastic decisions. We don't run from them, we make them. And we live on, we live with our decision that we made because the people have entrusted us to make the right decisions. So it is up to us to put the people, the group as a whole, in the best position that we possibly can, however that may look, whether it's on a safety standpoint or whether it's on a financial standpoint. We just got to seek the best interest for the people, and that is our truly job.
Okay.
But how do you go about, to make it like, to prevent, to kind of lessen the crime, to lessen the shootings. Like, I'm back down here, Allendale, right? I've
Hmm.
been living down here, but I've been coming home every month forever. Like, it's no jobs, and with no jobs, these people don't have no hope at all. Only thing they can do is, poverty, it bring about crime because you don't, the education system is fucked up. There's no jobs around here. It's nothing to do. It's nothing, no after school programs. It's nothing. And like the funds that are being granted to the county or however y'all go about getting those grants and getting those stuff, like where is it going to? What are y'all doing to to bring more jobs, to bring something for the hope for the people, basically bringing some people hope because you got these kids walking around here. It's the parents, their mentality is fucked up. The people who are in the higher ups, who has the power, they stealing from the people. They taking from people who don't already got shit. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the law enforcement who not even, like as they say in the old school, walking the beat, getting to know the people, getting out there, being involved with the people, building a relationship with the community. You know what I'm saying? Building relationships with the people, because you build relationships, that'll help you solve some crimes too. Because certain people will give you certain information. But none of this shit is going on in Allendale. Where are the jobs at? We don't, the gas stations, all the Indians own the gas stations. They don't give us no jobs. There's nothing for the people to do around here. And that's the question as councilmen, how do y'all go about to change that about Allendale? Because when we came up, it was jobs. It was people that wanted to be home. It was a family oriented place. You know what I'm saying? And look at it now. It's nothing. Like everything y'all saying, it sounds good, but what are we gonna do? What can y'all do, and what do y'all think we should do?
Well, Bam,
Mr. Bam, I fully agree with you. There are not enough resources in Allendale, but that decision is not made on the local level. That decision is made higher up. Now, as many people that we have that deal with mental health illnesses or issues in Allendale County, their mental health has been taken from Allendale County to Hampton County. There is no public transportation in Allendale County to bus them from Allendale County to Hampton County. That decision wasn't made by a local official. That decision was made by someone a little higher.
But
There
you
are
try.
certain things
But
that
what does mental health has to do with the well being? That is everybody down there mentally retarded?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But those are places that you could definitely use to be able to help these people deal with trauma, because you have a
Resources.
bunch of children that are literally walking around mentally incarcerated. So they're locked up in their minds. So if they're locked up in their minds and they have no resources to be able to help
because
them,
they have too
what
much idle
supervision?
time. They got too much
They
idle
have
time.
idle time.
They
I
have
agree
too much time to
wholeheartedly.
think and drive your mind crazy. You have to give
I
the
agree
people something to
wholeheartedly with you.
do because you can look at Barnwell, you can look at Hampton counties. Those counties are advancing. They're getting better. They're bringing stuff around there. They're bringing jobs around there. And here come Allendale just falling off the fucking map. We had a population at one time at 12,000 people. It's 7,300 people there because people are getting the fuck out of Allendale and going somewhere because they can find them a job. They're not gonna stay around no Allendale because ain't no hope. It ain't nothing to do. It ain't nothing going on. And the
And
town and
Bam,
the people who are getting the money ain't doing the right thing, man.
and Bam, let her finish her thought, and then we'll go to Randy and Marlon.
Bam, I fully understand with you because I can understand your frustration because I'm frustrated. We had an aftercare program in Allendale. And we have summer camp in Allendale. So there are some positive things happening, and we can make decisions on a local level. But a lot of that federal funding, yes, it has come into the county, and yes, some of it has been misused. But that is my slogan: is that your vote is your voice. We constantly vote the same people back into these positions because guess what? That's my homeboy, that's my uncle, that's my cousin, that's my homegirl. But they won't change their mindset of the voting, and your vote is your voice. That's the only way that you're going to see things change, by voting the right people in and voting the wrong people out. I'm just not that type of girl that I vote for people because they seem popular. I don't need to see you. I need to see your work. I'm on the ground working every single day, and I'm working for Fairfax. I'm making sure that we are pulling the necessary things that we need. But guess what? It takes a minute because we just got a new regime inside of Fairfax. And so since we got a bunch of new people that now literally have more of a heart for a person, I'm not going to tear up, but I went to the little girl's house today that got shot in Fairfax, and I had to look in this grandmother's eye and literally mentally almost melted because she cannot bring that child back. And to see how where they live, everything that was done there to hurt that child was intentional. It wasn't a mishap. It was intentional. And so if we cannot change the mindset of the people, we are still fighting a battle. Like I said, your vote is your voice. We get out there, and like that's my slogan. If I'm not, I will tell a person I'm not going to vote for you. And I will be honest with them, because if I hadn't seen them do something in 10 years and we still in the same category that we were in 10 years ago, why did they need my vote? Nothing has changed. And so, like I said, I understand your frustration. I would be frustrated too because no, it's nothing to do. Yes, we have recreation, but how effective is recreation? And we have people that talk about it, but we have to go out there and help. I can speak for Marlon because I'm always seeing him out there because he has children out there. But if they have no
I can't wait to
investment
get
in it,
on.
why would they do it? Why would they do it? They have no investment in it. The people are leaving because there are no jobs. But you're bringing plants in here, and guess what? They got to get on SC Works, and they got to do work keys. And guess what? If you can't read, you got a 13-year-old reading on the first grade level. And then they get to the point where they got to get a job. How can they do work keys? They have no understanding of it. You have standardized tests that say, okay, well, Johnny, you live in a 4-bedroom house. Johnny sleeps on a couch, or Johnny could sleep in a bed with all of his siblings. He has no idea about to have his own room. So we are
Right.
really putting them in situations that they literally cannot be effective, because we're trying to meet them where they are. But guess what? There has to be a medium where we desire for them to come up.
Randy, Marlon, what you guys got?
I got plenty. I'm gonna let
Oh,
Randy go.
okay. Bam. Again, Miss Phyllis is right. I hear that all the time. I hear frustration. And you're right. To a certain extent. The town council, um, we're here to make decisions that are going to make sure that the citizens are safe and the town that we're or the municipality that we're staying is operational as far as sanitation, sewage, and everything else. Um, Ms. Phyllis is right. Jobs, when you're talking about trying to bring a job in, you're competing with other municipalities and counties on one particular job. It could be a great job. There are plenty of jobs that were saying that they would come to Allendale, but unfortunately, um, some other municipality or county wind up taking it away from them. We, how did we get here? We didn't get here overnight. This has been a long process, a long decline. Um, we're doing the best that we can to bring jobs in, and it's like a grant. For example, when you write a grant, just because you write a grant don't mean the grant that you're going to obtain the grant because you have other people, you have other organizations. You know, it's free money, and they're trying to obtain that grant as well. Allendale, in my view, is at a disadvantage, but it's not hopeless. There's a lot of things that we can do here, but we need the citizens to do their part. It cannot everything cannot just be on the elected official. Um, when you doing your best, it seems like you're not doing enough. We have a lot of in Allendale, we have a lot of fires that we have to put out in order to just be able to get on solid ground. We're concerned about the citizens' education. We're concerned about the citizens' employment. We're concerned about their financial state. That's why we go out and we do everything that we can to try to get the pressure off the citizens. There's a lot that we have to take on as well, and we don't just take it in the office. A lot of time, you have three elected officials here that take that thing home and discuss it with each other and discuss it with other municipalities to try to um, have opportunities to come to the citizens of Allendale because we feel that frustration. We feel that form of depression that looms over Allendale. So I understand you're frustrated. I'm frustrated as well. That's why I ran to become an elected official to see what I can do, but it just cannot be with the elected officials. Everybody has to play their part. Everybody, the citizens as well. Ms. Phillips brought up a great point. The educational level plays a role. The children's discipline plays a role. Um, um, Crime plays a role on why jobs may not come. So we're trying to correct these issues so that um, citizens could begin to feel proud about Allendale. We're very aware of the decline of people that have either died or have exit Allendale, and it's concerning. It's very concerning. But we're very aware of what you're stating, Bam. We're very aware of that, and we're doing everything that we can to try to minimize what is going on.
Finally, I can go now. Hello? Yeah, because I want to make
Yes,
sure my
Marlon.
mic on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, look, listen, man. I'm glad I'm on this podcast tonight because I done worked too hard today and I done dealt with too much bullshit today. All right. Excuse my French, pastors. I'm sorry, Randy and Phyllis. I'm sorry, but I see Bam taking it today. The last thing that I want to hear is it ain't no jobs. That's the last thing. Because if I lose a job, I'm gonna find another one tomorrow. You know how many job applications I brought to people and they ain't fill them out? You know how many times I got a personal job and they couldn't pass the drug damn test? You know how many times I go to the recreation games and I have to take all the kids there and none of their dads show up? You know how many times I have to feed them? You know how many times I come to a practice and a child has never thrown the ball with their dad? We as people, as our mindsets need to change. We need to get our priorities in check and stop blaming just because I voted for you, that I'm gonna put everything on you. That's not the case. I'm a realist. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I can do for the people. But the people got to do what they can do for themselves at the same time. Meet me where you at. If your mindset say you want a job, guess what? Chris gonna help you find a job. Because every Scotsman is hiring, Cullums is hiring, Queen Carpet is hiring. These are jobs right off the back that I already know that they're hiring. Go to the damn job every day and go fill out the application and show up every day and say, look, sir, I need to take care of my family. I'm not gonna take no for an answer. I can't pass the drug test. I can't pass
That
the
that
background
that's
check.
that's not
Man,
that's
listen,
that's that's
listen,
not all the way
listen.
true.
No, I let
That's
y'all
not all
talk.
the way
No,
true.
listen. That's why I said quiet. That's why I said quiet for. At the end of the day, we have to get off our asses, the part that you sit on, and go get a job. It's not only on the council person to make it happen. When you go get the job, you invest and you save your money until you can call your own self a boss. And once you can call your own self a boss, then you can call the shots because it costs to be the boss. At the end of the day, it's not just because you voted for me that I'm supposed to take care of you, wipe your ass, and get the snot off your nose. No, you have to go out there and get it for yourself. Simple as that. And then the creeps, listen to me, I can't take the training wheels off you. I can show you how to ride a bicycle, and you have to get the motion, the determination to say, look, I need this for myself. I need to make myself proud. I got to take care of myself. Long as you live, you got a bill. So at the end of the day, it's parenting is definitely falling short because I deal with the kids crying every day. Half the kids, their parents don't even tell them they love them, bro. They don't get hugs or nothing. Hey man, here, hey. Oh, I can get what I want from the McDonald's menu. Is that their pride and joy? That's what we showing our kids. The mindset may have to change, bro. It ain't just because you voted me on the council that I'm supposed to make a miracle. No, it don't work that way. And that's just how I feel. Y'all can carry on. I like to keep mine short
And,
and sweet and straight to the point.
and Bam,
But
I'm actually. Well, go ahead, Bam. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was gonna go someplace else, but go ahead and say what you got there.
No. The thing is, it ain't about what you doing and what you doing. It's about the betterment of the people as a whole. We're talking about bringing the crime rate down. What are you doing about that? What are you doing about with the cops and how they interact with the people? What are you doing about trying? Because be honest with you, this is what I said earlier. Poverty brings crime. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people down here with F's on their report card, and those jobs sometimes don't come fucking easy. I know for a fact because I experienced this. I've been out here, and I got a pending charge myself. Can't find no job. Not a job worth me working for $10, 11, $12 an hour. No, I'm not doing that. It's no jobs down here. It's no hope down here. What are you doing about the crime? What are you doing about all these shootings? What are you doing about these cops? How they solving these crimes? That's why I asked you, what is your job? What are you responsible for? You can interact here, you can have all those stuff, those football games that's still not solving the problem with what's going on with these people. These people have no hope, man.
And
I
Bam,
see I'm not
So
here. And I'm not
Bam,
talking
so
about
Bam, that's actually the perfect segue into what I was going to ask next. It's really a two-parter, but the first part is with the surge of violence that's been going on, right? And just the violence that's been plaguing us for the past few years. Like, how accountable is the town's leadership to that issue?
I'm going to chime in first, Mr. Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened, and like I said, Marlon just showed his frustration because it gets frustrating when you are trying and you are held accountable to handle everything and you won't be able to handle everything.
mm-hmm.
There are times where there have been times in Fairfax where we had two police officers to run all of Fairfax, and they did it very well. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? We cannot, if you don't have the money to compete, Let me tell you what they say about Allendale. They said if you can work in Allendale, then you can work anywhere. So what happens is that the people come and get the experience in Allendale, and then they take it somewhere that's going to offer them $20,000 or $30,000 more. Tell me, what can we do about that? How can we compete with $20,000 or $30,000 more if we do not have the money to be able to do it? I heard you say, Ms. Bam, about money being misplaced. Yes, and that is very true. Things are misplaced. But guess what? Again, I'm going to tell you, and we sit in these elected officials positions, there are times where your hands are tied because you don't make that executive decisions. A lot of decisions are made about Allendale, not in Allendale. I'm not originally from Allendale. And I get that a lot. I get people say, "Oh, you're not from Allendale, so why are you doing all that?" Well, why not do it? Is Allendale not a people? Is Allendale not a place where people still need things? It is still a place where people need things. I agree wholeheartedly with Molly. You got citizens that will know what's going on and say nothing. But a good bit of them are afraid to say something because they don't know who can they trust. I wouldn't put my family in danger if I didn't know who I could trust. And that's where your biggest thing, Bam, you grew up in an era that people were
even when they
people.
do, say it again.
You grew up in an era where people were people. Families took care of each other. They didn't have a problem taking care of. You didn't have milk, I gave it to you. If you didn't have butter, I gave it to you. You're not in that same era in Allendale anymore.
So can I ask you a question then?
Yes, sir.
What is the plan to address the crime though? Because
The plan to
I'm
address
hearing
the
a lot of
crime.
stuff, but I'm not hearing nothing.
I'm gonna
Okay,
chime
the
in.
plan to
He
address
wants
the
solutions.
crime is that we have to get more officers in here. Now, you've had officers that have come from Collins and have come from Jasper. You have them here now. What happens when they got to go home? What happens? Do we bring in the National Guard to be able to protect our town? Our
It's a
thing is
lot of
that we
it's a
have to
lot of
create.
excuses though. It's a lot of excuses though. Like, what are the solutions
I
that
get
y'all
you,
trying to?
Bam.
Like, what? It's a
I'm
lot
telling
of
you what we're
excuses
trying to
though.
do.
I'm hearing a
We're
lot of
trying to
roadblocks
get
everywhere y'all go.
funding.
It's that many
And
roadblocks
guess what?
that I'm talking
They
about
put
doing
the
the little
roadblocks
things
on
now.
Facebook. They'll do that type of stuff. And so how do you plan to deal with that? And you got people that could literally be working against you. Our main goal is to keep the citizens safe and to give them a better quality of life. They deserve that.
So at what point are we holding the people accountable? But at what point can we hold the higher ups accountable?
And we need to. I feel like this here, somebody should have been on Lonnie Holder's front step the first night because he is our representative. Or somebody should have been in DC or find out where Congressman Clyburn was so we can have a conversation. And when Marlon or myself or Randy go and do it, oh, we trying to do it all. But that's not what it is about for me. It is about the people, because if we don't do something, then who is going to do anything? You understand? We are really
The thing
fighting hard. I'm telling you.
I want to chime in. I want to chime in real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, Miss Phil. Whenever you finish, I just want to chime in real quick on the
Yeah, you
crime, the
good.
solution.
You're good.
All right. So
Go ahead, Mom.
my thing is with the future plans. It's not smart, Bam. To be honest with you, it's not smart, especially on the podcast. I know this right here go. This gonna go viral because we gonna speak that into existence. It's not smart to say, okay, look, where we gonna have all these cameras at? It's just not smart to say, okay, we're gonna have undercovers coming in. It's just not smart to say, okay, we're gonna have multiple roadblocks on on different streets. It's just not smart to say, okay, look, we're gonna choose this person here to do a neighborhood watch around a certain amount of hours when the crime is going on. It's just not smart. So some things are better left unsaid so things can get done. Things are being put in place, but it's just not
Yes.
smart to go on a platform such as huge as this, Mr. Hood, and tell everybody the plans, because just like the good people are watching this, the bad people are too again. And I can't stress that enough. It's just not smart to move and articulate in that manner. But I do I do understand your frustration as far as, look, You said this was gonna be done. Why this ain't be done? So all I can say is for me and my town, we made some big moves today. That just cannot just be announced. We made some huge moves today that cannot be announced. A lot of people that came to me and say, man, Mr. Creech, Councilman Creech, can you just get us some speed bumps? I said, say no more. Just give me a little time. Because guess what? That's not a outrageous request. Some speed bumps in certain areas will stop some of the fast driving and the getaway cars from doing whatever it is they're doing. They're gonna have to slow down. That car gonna tell you either one. Now I can't
I'm
tell
gonna
you
jump
this.
out. I'm gonna jump
I
out and
can't
run in
say
the
this. I
woods.
can't say this. It's a way in out of there and it's a way out. Ain't that way some cameras should be? But I'm not giving you the plan. But all I'm saying is let it manifest. Some things just
Well,
is better left unsaid.
we're gonna see if this plan
Yeah, let's
manifests
revisit
itself.
it.
Well, now what
See
I
if this
will say
plan
though,
manifests itself.
what I will say
Right.
though, I get the frustrations from both sides. I get the frustrations from the citizens, but I also get the frustrations from the leadership. Because I know with me, many years back, my sister and I would put on events in Allendale to, try to bring the people together and to free events at that. We're not asking for money and nothing like that. And people either they would not show up or they would show up sparingly. And someone mentioned earlier that you mentioned Lonnie Hosey, the Alumni Association, which I'm a part of. We just had him in Allendale this past Saturday.
Correct.
And besides the Alumni Association, it may have been 7 people in there, citizens, to hear the message that him and Dr. Valerie Cave, the superintendent, had to say. So, what I'm saying? Like, and it was frustrating for us because none of us live in Allendale. So we had to leave our families, travel down there, and then have, mediocre show up. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. There's accountability on both sides. So obviously, many times we want to hold the leaders accountable, but we don't hold ourselves accountable. It's got to be give and take. So yeah, you elect these officials. You say, you know what? I voted for you. You need to do your job. Well, same shit. You need to do your job at the house. If you got kids and they're involved in something,
But
you
it
need to
starts
put
from
them to
the
the side.
top. But you're right.
No,
You're right.
it starts in the home, because before
Yeah.
anybody's elected,
Definitely
they have
starts
these
in the home.
families. So we get and somebody mentioned earlier, like Phyllis, you said that we had this culture, just Black people in general, where back in the day we took care of each other. If you ain't have it, your neighbor did. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we were raised. That's how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? But now that whole village mentality, it's gone, because we're not concerned about doing the right thing. We're more concerned about, do our kids like us, as opposed to, are we doing the right thing by our kids? So
Right.
it doesn't. Is leadership heavily involved? Absolutely. Do we need to hold leadership accountable? Absolutely. But at the same time, leadership ain't gonna raise your child for you. You got to raise your child on your own.
The leadership dictates how the community thrives. So at the end of the day, if the people who are at the top are not for the well-being of the people that are at the bottom, they're gonna fucking struggle. They're gonna fucking fight amongst each other until the people at the top get it right. The family, the mama is frustrated. The mama is frustrated because she ain't got no way to get no money. Ain't nothing going on right here. It's fucked up. So it starts because if the people don't have anything, if the people listen, if the people at the top ain't handling it, it's gonna crumble. It's evident in today. It's evident is what Allendale is today. Because the people
I agree 50-50. What I will say, we grew up in Allendale, man, right? And the only elected official that I knew of growing up was Mayor Holmes. I didn't know who my town councilmen were, but that didn't have any impact on who I was when I got out in the street, because whatever my mama told me not to do, I didn't do it. You know what I mean? The reason I didn't get in trouble is because I was scared to death of my mama. I wasn't about to go out there and bother nobody and stuff like this. But when you don't, when you have the kids running the house, and I have 2 teenage daughters, and listen, I have good girls, But listen, they work my nerves every single day, so I do understand. But I'm a big proponent. We elect these officials. We want them to do their job, but at the same time, parents got to do their jobs too. I'm not saying all the blame should be one way or the other. I'm just saying that if I'm gonna hold this person in leadership accountable, I need to hold my household accountable as well.
I guess Bam
Can
expect
I
us to raise
chime
the
in?
kids too.
No, I ain't expect you to raise
Can
the
I chime?
kids. I'm just telling you, if whatever you're responsible for, if the jobs and everything need to get down, listen. You see why Allendale crumble? It's evident. It's evident. People had left from around here. There's no jobs. It's nothing. Like what are we talking about?
Can
If you go to any poor country
I
in the
chime in?
fucking world, you go to any poor country in the world, crime is at an all-time fucking high.
Hey, Bam, hold tight real quick. Go ahead, Randy.
Bam, like I said, and some of the things that you're saying, you're being genuine, and people have addressed those same frustrations and same issues to myself. You have to remember that elected officials are here to govern. We're not to be anyone's parent or not to be anyone's basically guardian. We're elected officials. We're to make sure that
does it take a village to raise a kid? Does it take a village to raise a kid?
But Bam, but what I'm saying is, Bam, listen to me for a second. My mom did not need Mayor Holmes. My mom grew up on Mayor Holmes. My mom did not need any elected official. She went out and she did what she was supposed to do for 4 children. She did what she was supposed to do. Now, if the citizens want elected officials to pretty much be their parents, then you need to listen to us. If that be the case, because I've had a lot of people to tell me, "You're not my daddy. You're just my elected official."
Hey, y'all sound like y'all don't got no hope for the fucking people. That's how it sounds. Everything I'm hearing is a fucking excuse, man.
I disagree. I don't think it's a matter of. I don't think it's a matter of don't have no help, but let's just be realistic. Holding parents accountable doesn't say anybody likes hope. Like what's wrong with saying, hey, we're gonna do our jobs, but you at home need to do your job too. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing wrong with saying parents or guardians or whoever they are that they need to do their job, because these elected officials, we don't know how long they're gonna be in office, but you're gonna be with that child from the time they're born until the time they die.
It seemed like Bam.
Can I finish? Can I finish, please? Okay,
go ahead, Randy.
But Bam, what Hook said is absolutely true. We are the leaders, but you as a family, you're the head of your family. And the thing is that you have to consider your children, your children's future, your household, whatever you're supposed to be doing in order to have some form of employment and financial success. You're supposed to do that. You don't need an elected official to do that. And I understand that these are the things in which it becomes frustrating towards us, because even though we're elected officials, we're human as well. We have to go to bed.
But I feel sorry. I feel sorry for our time. I feel sorry for our time.
No. Because the thing is that no, it's not that bad. It's
I
just
feel sorry for that time.
No, it's not that. It's tough love. This I enjoy what is being said, because it needed to be said for a long time. The elected officials that we vote on, we didn't vote them to be our parents. They have children themselves, except myself. But the thing about it, I care about Allendale. I love the citizens of Allendale. I wanted to do this to help the citizens, but the citizens have to want to help themselves as well. Bam, listen to me. Bam, listen to me, please. Whenever you have citizens, when there's a crime that goes on, and you got SLED, you got FBI, you got game warden asking these citizens, do you know who done this? they wind up with amnesia, and they be right there. We have some citizens that have been begging. A young man got killed in a house full of people, and everybody,
Listen,
nobody knows
listen,
what happened.
listen. You can treat a disease, but until you can cure the disease, the shit gonna stay there, motherfucker. It gonna stay rampant. It is what
But
it is. Y'all can sit
Hey,
there
so
and talk
bam,
until you cure the disease. Till you cure the disease, you can't treat it, bro. You
hey, so
can't
bam,
bam,
treat
check it
it.
out. Listen,
bam.
real quick. Eddie, real quick. So bam, put yourself in our shoes. If you were us, what would you do? Because it seemed like it seemed like to me that
I don't
you
even know
to me
what you
now.
do. I don't even know what you do.
I'm asking. This is what I'm
Cause when
asking.
I when I
If you
asked
were a
when I
town
asked you
council
what was your
person
job,
or a leader,
when I asked you what was your job and what was your responsibilities, you went off to something
what,
else. You never got
no,
straight to
I
what
told you what
you
my
do.
responsibility is to put the people in the best position possible, no matter what platform that is, no matter what situation that is, financially, safety, economically, to put the people in the best position possible as a leader. That's my definition of
Bam.
what my job's supposed to be. But I'm asking you, what are you asking from us? You can't just shake your head. Don't come with the policy, don't come with the solution. If you were in our position, what will you do?
I'm
What we
asking
need to
you,
do?
man. You're the councilman. I'm asking you. I'm trying to
Okay, but
figure out
tell
what.
Mr. Bam,
Bam, we're
do
telling
you
you what
understand?
we're
Okay.
telling you
Um,
what we're doing.
Listen,
We're
it's a,
telling
okay,
it's
you
a,
that we
okay.
are
it's a,
here to
it's
govern.
a. Listen, between the people
Somebody trying to call.
and the higher ups,
Hello?
it's a disconnect. And the people who do become the higher ups, they they be, they start stealing from the people, and then the people don't get the shit the little small things that need to be done cannot get done.
Man.
You can't even get the small things done. So what makes you think you could be responsible for when you get some big money? They don't even trust you with little funds now. They even do the little things to try to push the community forward. You know,
Bam,
and the thing is, well, since we had this conversation, since he's opened up, it's all been a bunch of excuses. It's been a bunch of excuses. Oh, I can't do this because of this. I
Who
can't
giving
do this because of
excuses?
this. I can't do this because of this.
Who
You
giving
Bam,
don't
I
excuses?
understand
disagree
this.
with you.
You need to do,
I,
man. Come on, man.
Well,
I
let's well
disagree with you,
Who
let me
giving
Bam.
let me
excuses?
Bam,
let me let me interject here real quick. Like, and now, Bam, one thing you did just say, I want to just be clear. Like, that was a blanket statement to say that when people are elected, that they steal from the people. That's not everybody. You know what I mean? So let's clear the air. So we're not
We
going to
got a
say this.
history
That's
of it.
crazy.
We got
But
a
but
history of
but,
it.
but again, it's not.
I ain't part of that history.
But again, it's
I
not
ain't
Bam,
part of
everybody.
that
Bam,
history.
So
I gotta speak up for me.
let's
Not
clear that.
yet.
Let's clear.
Not yet.
No. We're not doing that.
Not
We're not
yet.
doing that. Let's clear it up right now.
Bam,
That's not
Bam,
everybody.
Bam,
But
um,
I disagree.
but
Bam,
could I could
wait,
I
wait a
could
second.
I
Bam,
Philip,
interject?
go ahead.
Bam, I
But
disagree.
hey,
Bam,
I'm
I
hey,
totally
Randy,
disagree with you on that.
Randy, hey, Randy, Randy, go
Yeah,
ahead and finish, and then we're gonna move to Phyllis.
I
So go ahead, Randy.
okay, Bam, I totally disagree with you on that. You have to understand when you are governing a town or a city, you got funds that always you have to make sure everybody that you employ get paid. You have to make sure that all of the equipment, everything has to be paid. It's just like your home. You make sure everything that you're supposed to do get paid. That's our job. We have to make sure that the employees, from sanitation to police and etc., from secretaries, everybody get paid. So no, I'm not on that side of misappropriating money. No, we're here governing money. I don't care about the history. All right, because if that's the case, they've been doing that for a long time. And hey, I just been in here 3.5 months. So I'm not a part of that. And I will never be a part of that. I have a heart for the citizens of Allendale. That's why I see these people struggle. I hear their complaints. But you also have to educate them to understand. that no, it's everybody's not out here for their own self purposes. They're out here to try to help the people. And that's what the three of us that I can honestly say that are doing, along with others. So I mean, to come out with a bold statement like that,
I'm trying to
that's
figure out
not
where he
right,
at
and that's not
because
fair to the ones that's on here.
he said I stole him.
Phyllis, go ahead.
Okay. I Mr. Bam, I always address you as Mr. Bam. And I don't take anything from you for your frustration. But you have to realize that it is the people that is the majority. You understand? We both sit under municipalities that the council is strong. So the council represents the people. If the people don't come out and want change, their voices can be heard. You can have three people go in front of a representative, but if you got 300 behind you, somebody's going to take notice. But our vote has to be our voice. We have to be able to come together and be able to do it. I don't like talk, Mr. Bam. I'm just not one of them ones to do all that talking. Action is, I'm
Thanks.
just that girl. I do
No,
not
no,
like
no,
all
no, no,
that
no,
talking.
no. Listen, I've heard about you, and I got a lot. I heard about you, so everything you speaking is fact. I know. I heard about
But what I need you to understand, Mr. Bam, that I need you because see, your voice is strong. So you need to gather 10 people and say, okay, hey, let's go to Allendale County Town Council meeting. And because I want to
you.
hear it from
Let
myself.
me
I don't want to
know.
get the
Let me
secondhand info.
know. Let me
Hey,
know.
May
I'm
Go
not a
14th,
Marlon,
politician.
tell him
May
I'm
that
not a
y'all
14th,
have your
politician.
meeting.
every second Tuesday of the month. The next one is May
And you can
14th.
come to
Every
Fairfax
second Tuesday of the
as
month. I
well.
text you every time, Bam.
And I guarantee you, Bam, when you get in there, you're going to see a whole bunch of different people. Because guess what? I am only one vote on my council. And that's that. But it only take four.
And
When
see,
I said it
Marlon,
only take four, it only take
just like you
four
said,
to pass a vote.
the people don't even know that. The people don't even know that y'all hold meetings every second Tuesday. A lot of people don't even know that.
But Matt Bam, that's not true. That's not true
Yeah.
I don't know.
because
Ain't
I
nobody. I got
I
5 people in the
announce
house of me. Ain't none of them know
I,
this shit.
no, because I announce it every month, pleading with people to
I don't
come
know.
out.
I'm not connected with you, so I can't. I don't
But
know. I don't
but
know.
I
Hey,
only thing, Bam, like I said, I can and these other elected officials can verify that I announce it every month, pleading with
Correct.
people that
Bam,
they
I
come
do a
out
better
to
job about
our
getting it out.
meeting.
But
I do a better
Mr.
job.
Bam, I do announce it. I put it on my Facebook page. I share it in every group that is literally Allendale group. I even share it in Barnwell groups, and I share it in Hampton groups. And it's because we have a lot of people from Allendale are in all of those groups. But the people have to feel invited. You understand? That's another thing that I think council could do a better job at is inviting the people and making them
Right.
feel
Right.
invited, making them feel
Making
that
them
they're
aware.
important.
Making them aware.
Make them
Hey,
Making
aware.
them aware.
But
we took
but
another
you
step.
have to change the narrative. The narrative you have to change, Mr. Bam. And the narrative has to change because that's me. I always invite people in because I literally do food distribution. And half of the people that are in my line, there are 300 people usually in my line trying to get them a box of food. And I sit down and I talk with them. Marlon has come and helped me do
Correct.
distributions. Mr. Randy
Correct.
hadn't come yet, but he comes to the soup kitchen and he supports us because guess what? When it comes to donations and all that stuff, I get my own money because you got people in Allendale that feels that okay, if they give you a penny, then they have done the world. But I
Correct.
got people that
Correct.
donate and they donate into what we're doing. We had a homeless lady that was on the street in front of my restaurant for weeks. And I would bring her in and I would give her water. We didn't have a place for her to stay, but Marlon and Randy wasn't on council then. I would call
Yes.
Marlon. Marlon, what we gonna
Yes.
do about this lady? And we
We gonna
stayed
get it right.
working until we got her someplace to be.
Correct.
But that's what it's going
Correct.
to take. It's not going to
Correct.
take the masses, but we work together. What the Smart
Yes.
Box does when a homeless person comes on Fairfax step, they call me. We put them up in the Fairfax motel for a night. My next thing is to call the shelter in Aiken and get them a ride out of
Correct.
one of my own personal
Correct.
vehicles, take them to the shelter, and that's
Correct.
all we pretty much can do. I would like to have a shelter in Allendale because I feel that one is needed because we have so many homeless people that people have no idea about, and they're just kind of living in abandoned houses. And that's another thing. If you do not decide to clean up your city, but I'm telling you, Mr. Bam, from my point of view, it is a financial situation, and you have to figure out how you're gonna put that money in. It looks good on the top surface, but it could be nasty on the bottom surface. And we don't work from the bottom out. We literally start on the top, so everything can be glossed. I don't believe in
Correct.
gloss. Either you're gonna make it right for the people, or I'm gonna be the one to say, okay, it ain't right. And I'm an elected official. And people say, well, you shouldn't do that. I was hired by the people. A
And then we
council
took
didn't
it.
hire me.
And see, and see, and see,
We took
and
another
that's
step.
the kind of stuff I applaud, and I applaud you on that, man.
Me
Like
too.
this
Me too.
stuff like that you're doing, Phyllis. I applaud you on that. Marlon, I applaud you on that. You know what I'm saying? This is
But we
stuff I
work
don't know.
together. But everybody's
Yeah.
not us, Mr. Bam. Everybody don't have the passion nor the heart, but they have a passion or a heart to do something different. And we got to realize that we all got to work in the lane in which we are called.
Right.
That's
Right.
been a big problem in Allendale because you got people that work in lanes that they're not called in, and they wonder why it cannot be successful. It can't be successful because you wasn't called to do it.
Correct.
Right.
And
Yeah,
What
one
I
thing,
what
that's
I
the type of person.
what
and
I
one
what
thing,
I what I will
one
say.
thing,
Well,
Bam.
go ahead, Randy. Go ahead, Randy.
One thing, Bam, is that Miss Smart is aware of this, and Marlon definitely aware of this as well. We've been doing food pantry. We had a food pantry for over 12 years at the church
Correct.
that I attend. We've been giving food for 12 over 12 years. So we've done a lot for Allendale. Miss Phyllis has done a lot for Allendale. Marlon has done a lot for Allendale. So we're going for Allendale. It's just that we need for Allendale and the ones that have gone abroad from Allendale to possibly try to shake up the ones that are here, or even come and take them with us to try to do something better. We can listen. I believe that all three of us don't mind going to Columbia and demanding more funds. If all three of us
Yeah.
go, guess what?
No, so
They might
listen. So listen.
but just one second, man, please. Just one second. But Miss Phillips is right. If we can get pretty much a large amount of people to come with us, that makes a difference. There's strength in numbers. But to lay us all on the elected officials is unfair and unjust. Because again, we are here to govern our area, our municipality. We're not here to pretty much put your child to sleep, rock you to sleep, and everything else.
Now, what
We're
I
not
what I
Bam,
was
I promise
Look,
you,
what I was going to
so quick
mention.
I want
question.
to see.
Quick question.
Okay.
Quick question. What do you need for me to do?
I
what
need
That's
you to rally
I
the troops. I need you to
yes,
bring people out so
yes,
they can really
yes,
see. Marlon has
yes,
a Unity Fest this weekend. Bring people out, talk to
yes.
people, and have conversation with them and ask them
I got
questions. You
questions
ask me
about the
that all
Unity
the time.
Festival too. I got questions about the
Yes.
Unity
well,
Festival,
like
but we ain't got enough time though.
well,
I
well,
got plenty of
a
time. I
couple
got all
things
night.
though. Like, yeah, one thing that, and I want to go back to when you mentioned that that a lot of people don't know about the town council meetings. That's
Mm.
public information. So
Correct.
if they wanted to be there, they can be there. If they
Yes.
wanted to
But
find out when the town council meeting is,
but people
but
are on social media, so utilize social media
And
because you
guess
can
what?
reach
Thank you,
people
ma'am.
quicker.
That's what we did.
but
That's what I
again,
just did.
like
We got our meeting last
if
week.
I live here in Columbia and I know when the town council meetings are, then somebody
Because
else
you
does
into that type of stuff, Hook. I'm talking
what
about
type of stuff.
people
But again,
who are not into that. It might
Listen,
catch their eye.
no, what I'm saying is because even Bam, you just asked the question, what can you do? You don't need to wait for them to tell you what to do. You decide what needs to be done.
No, no,
Like
no. I'm talking about
you
as
taking
a
a proactive.
political aspect. I'm here for whatever you need me to do. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not a politician. I don't know. I'm whatever you need me to do
You don't, but
I'm having a
my point
conversation with
is,
y'all.
no,
So
my point
I
is,
had to hold myself accountable too.
no, my point is, you don't have to
But
be a
Mr.
politician to know
Bam,
what needs to be done. If you live in Allendale now, you go around, you see what needs to be done,
No,
and then you decide what you need to do. You don't have to wait. I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just saying if there's something, if you see a need, you go ahead and fill that need. That's my whole point. But now before
Mr.
we do,
Bam,
there is one. Well, Phyllis, I'll let you finish, and
I want to
then
say this to Mr. Bam.
there's one more
You
question
said that we are
I did want to
politicians.
address before we leave.
Okay. But Mr. Bam, we are citizens as well, just like you. I'm no bigger than you. I'm no better than you. I'm a citizen of Allendale County, just like you. So you could do similar things that we do. I didn't start off as a politician. I
Right.
started off as a citizen.
no, I do small things, that I don't brag about.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But
But
yeah,
if you need our help, then you'll
yeah.
help. I give
No,
out food.
because just like Martin said, I deal with shit on the street level. So a lot of shit I can't talk about. It's been a lot
Okay,
of
I
times
understand that.
when I've talked people out of stuff,
Hey,
and
Bam.
I
Correct.
still do this to this day.
Hey,
You know what
hey,
I'm
Bam.
saying?
Hey, Bam.
And that
Yeah.
and
I
that is
appreciate
Hey,
that.
supported.
Bam. Hey,
I
Bam.
appreciate that.
Hey, Bam.
Yo,
Start by telling the citizens to please stop throwing trash all over Allendale County. Start with that. Because everywhere you go, we go out here, me and Marvin, along with other citizens, and rights included, clean up Allendale. Guess what? The next day, trash all over Allendale once again. Like as
there's
if they
no
don't know
hope. There's no hope.
It is
It's,
hope,
it's,
man. Stop
it's,
They're
saying that,
hopeless.
damn.
They
it's,
just throwing
It
stuff
is hope.
around. Huh? They don't give a
it's,
damn. They just walk in the streets and like, fuck it, fuck
all
it.
right,
It's like you
so I
go to
want
somebody's house and the bathroom is already fucked up. You don't care about wiping up the toilet seat.
to just throw it all over
it's
the
the
place.
individual. It's the
Now, but what I
individual, man.
now there is
Man,
one more question I did want to ask you guys, getting back to the citizens and law enforcement involvement, right? Because I think the key theme here is we keep saying that people know what's going on, but they won't come forward. So my
That's
question
true.
is, are there any incentives for citizens who come forward and provide law enforcement information?
Incentive,
Um,
incentive,
I,
incentive. If you're talking about payment, then I don't
Not
think
not
there is.
not necessarily payment. I mean, just like what's okay. If I'm a citizen in Allendale, right,
Yes,
and I'm not coming forward, so if I do come give you information, everybody has this "what's in it for me" mentality, right? So how is me? What incentive do I have for going to you and just saying, you know what, this is what I saw?
And they're
oh,
getting
okay,
exposed.
okay, okay. The incentives are that you make sure that a criminal is being put behind bars, and you and your neighbors and your family have a greater possibility of staying alive.
But you could put that person in harm too.
Not necessarily.
If they take it to trial, that person will have to show their face. That's the only way they're gonna get a conviction. And you're putting them in harm's way sometimes because people do retaliate on shit like that.
they do got an anonymous tip line. I just want to let that be known. They do got an
Yeah.
anonymous tip
Exactly.
line. That is very
Exactly.
useful. That's very useful. But go ahead.
Exactly.
but
That's what I was about to
but
say.
Mr. Williams, I feel that your conviction should be enough. Your heart, your conviction should be enough. Because, like I said, I saw a family today, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing to do with it, but my conviction in my heart was moved.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have convictions anymore. We don't have consciences anymore. We've just lost that. I do something called 50 Boys, 50 Men. Marlon has been a part of it, and prayerfully this year,
I'm
Randy will
ready
be
for
a
it.
part
Yeah.
of it.
I'm ready for it again.
And the incentive of 50 Boys,
Tell Bam
50
that's something
Men
else
is
he
to
can do.
partner 50 boys with 50 men. I don't care what we had a group session, and I fed all them breakfast, and we sat down And what we realized is two things. We always got law enforcement at the table, we got the education at the table, and we got government at the table. But we never have the church nor the hood at the table.
Mm.
The hood got something to say too,
Mm-hmm.
and the church got something to say. But what
Hallelujah.
we realized when we came out of that meeting is the fact that the hood don't care about the church much, and the church don't got too much caring about the hood. And we have to change that narrative. Everybody has to be at the table, because Mr. Bam might curse and Marlon don't curse. That don't mean that Mr. Bam don't have a right to be at the table.
Right.
The table has to be set with the right people at the table. Because if I don't talk to the boys in the hood and they don't feel comfortable with me, then there is a problem. But see, I
Correct.
talk to the boys in the hood because I need to know what they're thinking. Because what we deal with is a lot of trauma. Children have things happen to them when they're young. Children don't start out deviant. So for me, it would have to be my conviction, my heart, because I can't imagine. I have 6 boys, and I can't imagine any of them leaving me right now based on them doing nothing but being home in their bed.
Mm.
And that's just it for me. Like I tell people, I love the Lord. And I know we have been praying for Allendale every week. I'm getting
Yes.
up
Mm-hmm.
at 5 in the morning and praying for Allendale, for Fairfax, for the county. And prayer is going to
Send me that link,
change things
Miss.
because I've seen it change.
I'm gonna be up early in the morning. Send me that link, Miss Philly.
I will
And the
send you
thing
that
about
link.
it is,
I get
the
up
thing
and I
about it
and I,
is,
I
Bam.
pray. I've been covering the Unity Fest because God told me 2 weeks ago, cover Marlin Festival
Thank you.
because he is my brother. I'm
Thank you.
supposed to cover him. I ain't
Thank you.
supposed to hate on him. I'm supposed
Thank
to
you.
cover him.
Thank you.
And that's what I have been doing, seeking
Thank you.
God in prayer. Because my whole thing about it is I don't ask for all these genie in the hat stuff. I just need God to give Marlon wisdom when he
Yes.
does everything.
I
And
Absolutely.
to
Go
know
appreciate
ahead.
it.
that wisdom
And
is what
Yeah.
answers things.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead,
appreciate
Randy.
that.
So, that's what it
and
is
one
for
thing,
me.
and what it is, Bam, is that you have to understand all three of the elected officials that's on here. We're working very, very hard. Uh, at least there's one elected official, and I'm not gonna say that individual's name, but he took a hiatus away from coming to meetings. He just took off, but he was still getting paid. And the sad part about it is you will have some people that will re-elect this guy. I mean, I listen, Bam. Every since I've been elected, I have not missed a meeting. I have been to town hall as many times as I possibly can to see what I can do. I've checked out our street sanitation, our police. Marlon has done the same, and I'm pretty sure Miss Phyllis has done the same. We are proactive, but once again, as Miss Phyllis stated, there you gonna have some people because this is my cousin or this is my best friend or this is a family member going to elect somebody that don't know what they're doing or people that have been there for a long period of time and have never done anything for Allendale. And guess what? We'll be on your podcast in another year being grilled by you, which is fine, asking these same questions. You got this November 5th is a very, very big election year, not federally, but on your state and local levels about putting the right people in position so that what you keep claiming there's no hope is changed to there is hope. You got to put
Definitely.
people in position. I'm one vote. Marlon's one vote. Miss Phyllis is one vote. It takes 4 votes in order to pass anything when it comes down to the local level. So my thing is, is that you guys have a huge podcast and a lot of people are watching this. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be getting some people that's going to get on me about this because they know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's fine. You have to put the right people in government so
Randy,
that
let me pull
things
my
could
hair out.
change.
Yeah, yeah, and Randy,
But
I
like
agree
I
with
said,
you. And,
Mr.
this
Bam,
is go ahead, Phyllis.
okay, Mr. Bam, I'm gonna give you information because I think that's what you really want. Information. Probably in the last election, presidential election, we were on ABC. I was there, Pat Johnson was there, Lottie Lewis was there. I don't know if Marla was on council then, but we all were on ABC News, and that viewing got 1 million plus people. 1 million people watched and saw Allendale. People say, "Oh, well, don't say all the bad stuff that happened in Allendale." Well, if the people don't know what's happening in Allendale, how can we get any help in Allendale?
Right.
You
Right.
understand? 1 million people watched that interview, and nothing changed. We're back at another presidential election, and you have candidates that I tell people, I wish we would do away with blue and red, and
Agreed.
just deal with people.
Agreed.
I don't,
Mm-hmm.
you don't, the state red, the state blue. I don't want to deal with color. I want to deal with people. It is service above self for me and people
Mhm.
before politics. Because
Right.
when you get involved, Mr. Bam, because I really feel that you are, when you get involved and you see that there is movement in the masses, you're going to have hope because people can change situations. I'm gonna say this again. We are strong council. That means we represent the masses, the
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
people that are
We
on
gotta get
council.
we gotta get rid of them Indians out of gas stations.
Boy, you a fool.
But
Hey, I,
We
I
need
just
our
want to say
own
this.
gas stations to
Boy,
give us some jobs.
you.
but I agree with you, Mr. Bam. But I've heard
I
different
understand.
ones from out there say we need a hospital. Let us all put our money together. And guess what? You hear crickets because you're talking
Yeah,
about that mighty
And
dollar,
guess
but they
we
what,
don't
start
want
Bam?
to
talking about that
invest
money.
in it.
And guess what, Bam? Guess what, Bam? Miss Phyllis has a restaurant. She can count
I
how
do,
many blacks come to her restaurant.
and
You
She
support
can't
them.
can
cook
They
count
better
call
on
me
than
a
me.
one
Republican.
hand how many blacks come to her.
They call me a Republican. They do, and
You
I'm
can't
not a
cook better than me.
Republican. But I love all people.
Bam can cook though. I think
Absolutely.
he can.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this has been a great conversation, y'all. And the thing is, like, we've said a lot, but there's still a lot that's been unsaid. So don't be surprised when I reach out to y'all soon and ask y'all back on, because I think that there's still a lot that can be discussed. And I know for me personally, I just
Mr.
want to commend
Bam, I
you.
thoroughly enjoyed you. I did.
Yeah, I just
I
want to
thoroughly
commend you
enjoyed you
three
because we need
because
more people like
Bam,
you
where you at?
to
I'm about to
push
pull up
right.
on you,
to
Bam.
where we need to
I'm
go.
about to pull up on you now.
Hey,
I'm
roll up
telling
on them,
you,
Marlon.
nigga, you got to talk.
Hey,
Roll up on them.
hey, hey, look,
You just go ahead and see me. You just
hey,
go ahead and
Because
tell
if
me,
we
look,
don't
nigga, 'cause
never
I
get
pulled up.
somebody to oppose it, if you don't never get nobody to oppose it,
hey,
then
look,
Yeah.
you keep us on our toes. Because I had to be
hey,
thinking a little bit over here, and
hey,
I'm a
hey,
smart
look,
girl. My last name ain't just smart, but I'm a
What
smart
up?
girl. Now you had me thinking for a little bit. You really did.
hey, look, hey,
Yo.
look. I didn't know Bam was gonna come straight out the gate so doggone fast.
Hey, I told you.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Hey, I
He,
told
he
you.
did call a little warning shot.
I know,
Hey, that's what he do.
I knew he was
Hey,
gonna come out fast, but
Hey,
guess
Uh,
Marlon,
what, man?
uh,
I fuck with you, bro. But it's
yeah.
just like meeting a new woman. I got to
Yeah.
feel you out, brother.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts,
yeah,
facts.
yeah, yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And again,
Hey, I
this
just
has
want
been
to
a
say this
great
right here. I just want
conversation,
to say
man.
this real quick.
Yeah. Well,
I just want to say,
well, I'm gonna give you an opportunity
okay.
because what I'm gonna do is I want all three of y'all, Phyllis, Marlon, and Randy. I want y'all to give some like a closing statement. I want y'all to give something to leave the audience with. And Randy, we'll go ahead and start with you since you're over there in the dark.
But you ain't need to put it like that, but can y'all see me?
Barely.
Can y'all see me?
I'm legally blind.
well, what I'm gonna say is what I'm gonna say on a serious note. Um, First of all, we didn't. The Queen didn't have a chance to ask no questions, in which Bam took all the questions. But on my note is we we want the citizens of Allendale to understand we are elected officials. We love you guys. We're doing the best that we can with what we have. There's a lot of things that we cannot share that we're doing, but safety for the citizens is precedent towards the citizens of Allendale. It troubles us whenever we uh, encounter, crime of this magnitude, even though and I'm not making light of this, it's a spike. Um, we had other agencies to assist us into minimizing this dilemma, but the thing is that we are working constantly to make sure that the citizens have the necessary needs that they can as far as governing. Out when it comes down to your home, that's on you because that's how it has to be. But we are very very concerned daily with what is going on with the town of Allendale. That's what you elected us to do, and that's what we are currently doing. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Marlon, what you got,
No,
brother?
yeah, okay, yeah, real quick. Okay. So again, I'm Councilman Creech. I'm over community development, right? So I'm not proud of what is transpired, but I am proud of the progress that are being took. Thank you for SRP that's come back. We're working on the drugstore, the pharmacy, the community center is being remodeled currently. Again, our meetings are now live streamed. So Bam don't even have to leave the house. I'm gonna make sure I share it with him. I'm gonna make sure I tag it. Our meetings will be now live streamed. So that's great. I cried so much and I fussed so much. I'm glad that we finally got to that point. Again, I just got in for 2 years. So I just want to do what's best for the people. I don't have no hidden agendas. I don't owe nobody any favors. If I ain't the person for the job, I'm getting out of there. You ain't got to get me out of there. I'm going myself. So at the end of the day, I just want to do what's best for the people. The last thing I want to do is become the reason why I ran.
Right.
That's the last thing I want to do. The reason why I ran because I felt like the leadership wasn't stepping up. The reason why I ran because I felt like we needed another strong person that can be that bridge to talk to the younger generation and talk to the older generation. The
Mm-hmm.
last thing I want to do is become the reason I ran. And if I'm always everywhere, I always try to help out anybody I can. Hey, if you need me, call me. Bam, I'm gonna pull up on you.
Yeah. Yeah. And Marlon, you just answered one of my questions. I was going to ask if the meetings were going to be live streamed.
They are now.
So
We
now
just got it.
that glad to know it. So we'll definitely be tuning in.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
All right. So Phyllis, it's on you.
Yes, sir. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Mr. Bam, I told you I thoroughly enjoyed you. But for me, I'm an accountability girl. If somebody's going to hold me accountable, guess what? I'm going to hold them accountable too. Because as I said, the citizens are the masses. They can move mountains that we cannot move. We're just that shovel in front of them to be able to pick it up. I believe that accountability needs to be in Allendale, not from the keeping all the citizens accountable, but keeping the elected official accountable. It is your
Right.
job to keep us accountable to what we said we would do. I believe in consistency.
Mm.
When we constantly keep changing and jumping on every different bandwagon, thinking it will work for Allendale, it will not work. We have to stay consistent with one thing to be able to see if it'll work. The town of Fairfax is moving forward, and we are moving forward rapidly. We have businesses that have come to the town. We literally have a lot of people coming into Fairfax now wanting to have business there. But you got to be able to make them comfortable when they come. There is no big I, no little you. We are all citizens. As I told you, yes, I might be an elected official, but I tell them all the time, I will put this elected official position down and I will sit in the audience with the citizens because those are the people that hired me.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Shannon, I know you were a little quiet tonight. I know you had a little tickle in your throat, but we still want you to bless us with your Shannonism. You muted, cuz.
Sorry about that. I was listening to the conversation, but I was a little quiet, a little under the weather. But um, it sounds like Bam had a lot of frustration. That's all I heard was just a lot of promises unkept, things that he wants in his community that he can't get, things that he sees his community needs it overall and they can't get. And I think one of the big things y'all kept saying is that it starts back with the family. Getting back to a family unit, getting back to when family is important. So it feels like people have the resources they need to raise their children, and maybe that will bring change in the community in the long run. So it sounds like y'all were saying the same things, just different sides of the coin. But I think it's a good conversation. It's definitely one you need to do a part 2 on, for sure.
Agreed.
I think a lot of things still left unsaid. But how to bridge the gap, because you're saying the same thing, but you're not really hearing each other.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh,
All right, Bam,
Lord.
let's get your bam.
Warm it, brother. But now you know, it's basically me. Like I'm gonna admit my wrong. I'm kind of ignorant on what really goes on, but at the same time, I do see, you know, it's evident. I see what's going on around here. You know, I'm out there. I interact with the people. I'm in the hood. I'm in some of the roughest and the worst place. I be around some of the worst people. You know, so I know what goes on, and I know that mentality that they have. You know, and that's the part I think a lot of people don't see, because I see that part like the worst part of the community. You know what I'm saying? Those the scum, not the bottom of the barrel, but when you got to lift the barrel up and go underneath it. That's who I be around. So it's it's just a messed up mentality, and I see this, you know, and I know when I came up, it was hope, it was jobs, it was like, you know, even when you leave high school, motherfuckers like, yo, I'm gonna get a job at Queen Copy, fuck it, you know, you know, it was something, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like everybody's seeing people go to Atlanta, everybody's seeing people go to Columbia, everybody's seeing people go different places and thrive, and that's what they're doing. Everybody's leaving from around here. In actuality, a lot of people who left from here a long time ago, they really wish Allendale was the way it used to be, so they can come back home.
Right.
Everybody really want to come back home, and you know, but if it was something for everything for everybody to do in Allendale, I think people will be back home, and I think it'll be that thriving community again. That's the I'm looking at the bigger picture, and I know it starts from bottom, and you got to work your way up. But you know, I know jobs bring about other businesses. I get a job. I start a plant that hired 2,500 people. That's gonna bring a lot of jobs to Allendale. Now these people here need a place to shop. Now these people need a Walmart. Now these people, and all that is a circulation which creates a community, a thriving community, and that's the aspect I'm looking for. You know.
Right.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, brother. And for me, man, my hookism, just a few things, just took some notes here. First thing is Shannon mentioned Bam being frustrated, obviously. So obviously he's been back down there living in Allendale, so he's like on the front line. He's got his ear to the ground, to the streets. He knows what people want and what people are expecting, and they haven't been getting that. So I do understand the frustration in that regard. What I will also say though, for it's also frustrating for the people that try to have events. I know Marlon is planning something. I know it's got to be frustrating when you got people who want to shut you down.
Right.
You know, when you're trying to do something positive. I know that for the Alumni Association this past weekend, we had an event and barely anybody showed up. You know what I'm saying? So that was frustrating because we had to leave our families, leave our homes, travel down there, hoping to have a big turnout, and it was lackluster to say the least. So that was very frustrating for us. But we gotta find a way to bridge that gap. Secondly, I'm huge on accountability, and you'll hear me say it a lot. The fact is, I think that the officials, the leadership, the people who were elected, you guys need to step up. Those of you who have not been from what I can tell, the 3 people in here tonight have done more than their part. But hopefully your peers are joining in and they can see what you're doing, and hopefully they can jump on board. But I think the elected officials got to do their jobs, but also parents and guardians and families, we got to do our jobs too, because it's our families that are doing all the shooting and all this other shit. So we have to hold them accountable. If we know they're out there doing the wrong thing, we got to pull them aside, and we got to make sure, you know what I mean, we can't be giving them the guns. We can't be sharing little stupid stuff that they post on social media thinking it's cute when it's really not. You know what I mean? Because and let's be honest, Allendale, people in Allendale, they ain't about their life. They wouldn't even understand how real gang mentality is. You know what I'm saying? So we live in this fabrication of a dream or whatnot, but let's these kids got to understand that they making lifetime decisions on a moment's, you know what I mean, like a moment's frustration. Because behind them bars, you ain't got no guns, you ain't got no weapons. You know what I mean? It's just you and your fists. So I mean, we like again accountability. You hear me preach that. That's going to be huge. Also, what's also going to be important, and I appreciate you guys for coming on, the elected officials. This is the type of interaction that the public needs from you. You know, people have these platforms, and people need to hear your voices. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee you, from this conversation, they're going to remember Phyllis. They're going to remember Randy. They're going to remember Marlon, because they had an opportunity to interact with them. You vote for people, but seldom do you ever get to interact with them like face to face or one on one. So I think that these types of interactions are definitely going to be key. Also, November's coming up, election time. I can't stress this enough. If you're a registered voter, get out there and vote. If you're not registered, you got a few months left. Go ahead and get registered so your voice can be heard, because there's no need. If you didn't cast a vote, there's really no need for you to voice your frustrations, because not voting is a vote. When you don't vote, you know, I mean, that's going to be a vote for the opposition anyway. So you got to get registered. You got to get out there and vote. And lastly, people know how much I love Allendale. Like there's never a time where I don't represent Allendale. People know I'm from there, and they know I love Allendale with everything in me. A lot of my family's still there. I love going home as well. I was just there this past weekend, and you know, I'm always gonna do what's in Allendale's best interest. So yeah, we're all frustrated, but at the same time, it's gonna take a group effort, not just from the elected officials, but also from the citizens, and not just the citizens that live there now, but the people that have graduated and move on. Don't forget about where you come from. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people move away and they think they're in a better position. But the fact is you got to remember that that Allendale is home. Allendale is what made me who I am, and I'll never forget that. So again, this has been a great conversation, man. I appreciate Phyllis, Randy, and Marlon for coming on. This was wonderful. We're going to invite you guys back for a part 2. I got people messaging me already saying, hey, you need to go ahead and run this back. So at some point between now and November, we're going to have y'all back on, and hopefully y'all can, you know, some of your peers are watching and they'll be able to join as well. And as always, Shannon, Bam, I appreciate everything y'all do, man. Thank you so much for being with me week in, week out. It's very appreciated. And we'll be coming back to y'all again in another couple weeks. We'll let you know what the next topic is going to be about. But until then, this was great. Until next time, man, y'all take care.
All right. Bam, I'm going to pull up on you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.